Hey everyone, we are looking at your Tarot Weekly for the week of October 9th through the 15th. And as we start out, and first of all, I do want to say thank you for all your comments, feedback, and so forth. And I am happy that you're enjoying these weeklies for as long as that lasts, right? But listen, Sunday, what a great day. You're getting the High Priestess here with just all this beautiful spiritual energy, lifting, rising, shining, and ascending. It's putting you in a place of wanting to contemplate something now that you may want to implement or something you'd like to change because there's change upon you. But this change is not a quick, sudden, unexpected type change. It's a contemplative change. And for you, it's more like fitting all the pieces together as I see how you've structured something, you've laid it all out, and that seems to be sitting on very firm ground. And now for you, it's more like, how do I add to it and make it beautiful? Or how can I make it successful? How can I ground it? And what would that perfect element be? Okay, so as you're out and about with family doing your things here, as you might be doing on your Sundays, this is what's going to be lurking in the back of your mind. And I'm seeing there's flashes of instantaneous inspiration. Try to grasp it while it's there because it can easily, just as quickly as it came, could also disappear on you, as flashes can come and go very quickly. However, Monday is a little surprising news. It has to do with movement, meaning perhaps travel, either coming or going. There could be others that are getting in touch with you, letting them know about their travel plans, but somehow there is a momentum of journey here. Maybe it's planning ahead for later on in the month, so it doesn't mean that you necessarily will be out on the road or on the plane here today exactly. But laying down the foundation and planning for it seems to be really good. There might even be more planning coming in, which pertains more so to the holidays coming up next month, okay? Or even for Christmas, just because I'm seeing the turn of events and trying to get on par with it. Two men may be showing up here for you on Tuesday. Important men, of course, one of them could be your significant other. If you're in a relationship, even for those of you who are single, it could mean that there might be one or two around you showing some interest. But in the overall, and I think for most of us, it might just be some conversation engagements where one is coming from a very deep, or should I also say, high intellectual level. This man has insights. He seems to be somebody in the know and could be giving some great advice for you. And the second one is more, I feel, somebody coming from his heart. He's a great listener. He's quite supportive. He's a spiritual person, too, kind of with an artistic sense to him. There could be an invite coming your direction from either one of these two for whatever reason, not necessarily as a romantic date, though it could be. Okay, so keep the door open on that one, right? But it doesn't have to be. And so Tuesday is running fairly nice here as far as the influences go. Now, come Wednesday, a different story altogether. Where there might be something that you now need to look at. Now, if we go back to the beginning of the reading, we spoke a little bit about trying to find something that you can implement into what you're already doing. This could be a continuation of it because I'm seeing worry. And this worry is more trying to find your way beyond whatever feels a little blocked. Okay, so creatively, it's like having the writer's block, right? If you write and suddenly you're wanting to, but you can't really get beyond that whatever chapter. This also happens to artists, painters, and so forth. They got all their paints out and the canvas is ready, and then you sit down in front of it and it's like, now what? Right? What do you want to be? Right? And nothing comes to mind. So it's more that kind of a challenge that I see might worry you today. Wanting to move forward, but finding difficulties in getting it out at least initially. But sometimes, I got to tell you guys, that is very much so a part of a creative process, like wanting to birth something and then yet it's still stuck in the birth canal. Don't let it stop you. I would suggest don't turn your back on it and wrap it all up and put it aside. I'd say leave it all out, and then go do something else for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, then come back to it and see if not then maybe something has come in to your creative mind that you can put on that canvas or that piece of music that you're trying here to compose, whatever it is for you individually, of course. We're talking to a large group of people here, so it could be a little different for all of us, right? Thursday, though. Thursday, yes, here I see something coming together, and it's all in front of you. And I feel, from what I'm seeing, is a sense of a flow, of inspiration. You're really seemingly now connected, so you must have found that thread later in the day there yesterday, because today the foundation is great. I see you got hands on your situation, and not only that, hands on and in control, but now it could be the opposite, where there's so much pushing up and forward where you're needing to kind of put the brakes on because it's all seemingly coming all at once. So whatever was the block on Wednesday, today there is a seemingly overwhelming feeling of flow. But you're on top of it, and then I feel the balance point is coming out here more so towards the end of the week. And for some of you, it's a challenge of cleanup too. So perhaps for those of you on the East Coast, there could be a cleanup after Matthew. Those of you who were hit by the storm, there might be things to be repaired and just cleaned up with brush and everything that's been flying around. Could be that as well. So, and of course, that was now last weekend, coming in early week. So, but it can take a little time to get those things taken care of as well. Now, Friday, I feel that you have found your balance point again, and it's more like taking a big deep breath, thinking, okay, here we go, right? And then settling in. There's a settling in energy of just relaxation, feeling good, catching up with other things, just because the last 2 days seem to have been difficult as far as first feeling blocked and then feeling the flow and then this cleanup. So here we are. Maybe you just want to breathe and relax here come Friday. For others of you, there is choices coming up here, and you're wondering whether you should take this or that. But what's really exciting is to see, do you have to really choose either or can you find a way to embed both? That would be the best thing. I think that is actually what you would be happiest with. Sometimes when we have choices, we might think in terms of duality that it has to be the one or the other. But implementation of both is possible, at least here in some instances. And for those of you who can do that and do that dance, that will bring the perfect harmony. Coming into Saturday, there's strength around you guys, and I think it's just you feeling pretty good about yourself, the way the week has turned out, what you were able to accomplish, and then kind of like sitting back here with a feeling of now what, just because it has been a hectic week, and now it's more like having to pick and choose the right things. I know astrologically we got a lot of things going on here on Saturday, but as far as your cards are showing, it is definitely showing that some things might need to be put a little bit aside. Here you're getting the Seven of Pentacles. Some things may not be able to fully be harvested today. Some will, some you might have to put aside, maybe just over into tomorrow, perhaps. And then there is a presence, a strong presence, an influence here coming from a male. If you are a female, it could be your husband, it could be your boyfriend. For some of you, it might indicate your father or just somebody of great influence that you look up to and respect. And I feel the presence of him showing up here may just have to do with what else is going on here on Saturday. And so give some room and attention to it. But looking at the overall influences, it's a week where there's a lot to do, all right? Some weeks we flow and there's not all that much outer activity. It's just, plain old routine. This week it has more to do with what you can influence, what you can take hold of, and so forth. And it seems to be a lot of physical action and to-do situations. So, listen, I wish you a beautiful week. Have fun with it, and I will see you next week. And don't forget to go listen to your Astro Weekly now and see what the planet says, because just did that one. There's a lot of beauty coming up there as far as that's concerned. See you next week, guys.